Alright, so now I'm back. So I'm trying to do this mission real quick, and then I found a great video with all these tips and tricks for the game, so I need to find some formulas and all that type of stuff. So I'm supposed to be finding useful medical equipment. I think there's something here. Okay, nope. Oh, I ain't got no blood in me. Why is this music so creepy? It's a great game for Halloween. It's coming up. Money. Alright, so nothing in there.
It's locked.
Go in there. Oh shit. See if I can sneak up onto this. Yeah. Get some of that blood, boy. Get some of that blood. Oops.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Perfect. So the combat system is a little weird. Kind of reminds me of Witcher. Like you gotta dodge and like use your skills and stuff. So
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
surely, good sir. Oh shit! Ooh. Oh, did not see him coming at all. Damn.
I cannot enter. Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Alright. See what else is up here. And I bet the last thing I gotta find is in the basement. That's great. Oh shit! Did y'all see that? What was that? I don't know why I'm so jumpy. Oof. There's gonna be something down here. Or 2 or 3. That's cool. You can't like really sneak. You just have to walk very
These
slowly.
skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not only blood.
Ah, give me that blood, boy. Oops. Oh, shit. love, boy. Where's the other one? There we go. Perfect. That one's down there. Alright. We definitely get used to the combat. Okay. I can sneak up on this guy. Damn, that almost killed him. Ooh, that is super powerful. Alright, I really want to kill this guy. I don't like things like walking about. Alright, so you're really stupid. Oh! Person dead, I hope. Yep, definitely dead.
It's locked.
Ooh, you're required to directly absorb blood? That's cool.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Ooh, so I just got like a new weapon that I kind of want to use. What does this do? Cool. Alright. Why is it so damn dark? This fucking place. Alright, I gotta like turn this music down. It's like doing too much. I don't need. No, voice is fine. It's like y'all making this like real creepy, like on purpose. I don't know why. Of course, it's in the middle of the morgue. Oh, whoa, John Doyle. What's wrong with you, dude? Oh, shit, that was a waste. That was a waste? God, what the? Dude. Dude. Come on. Here we go. Fight that ass. Really? Alright, dude. You're doing the most. I need to eat you. Back off, sir. There are two of them, or is it just one? I'm like, obviously. Alright, I need to stop blocking on him. Ooh, that did it.
These scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger.
Yep.
To drink blood is so tempting.
Whew. Well, hello to the person that just joined. Hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, that Shadow Mist power is like ridiculous. What the? Oh yeah, I can run around and like be all. Yeah. Alright, well, that was cool. Just healed myself. And now I kind of want to do this mission since like I'm here and all. How do I change the mission? Well, I don't know because oh, here we go. Track. Find out the cause of death. Here we go. Oh, I thought there was somebody standing there, but it's just me. Freak myself out.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps?
Perhaps.
The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman. A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then, he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Tippett. So he fucked up. Interrogate about medical error. Interrogate when about the medical error. Okay. Cool. Alright. Let's get the fuck out of here. This is creepy. Oh shit! Alright, I got you. Gimme. Gimme. I need to eat you. Eat you again. Eat you. Wait a minute. Let's try this. I don't know what this does, but... Oh, absorb blood with it? Oh, hell yeah. This shit's awesome. Oh, well, shit. Oh, that is really nice. Alright. And... yeah, I saw you, bitch. Don't run. Don't run from me. Oh, there's two of you. Oh, come on now. But... Ah, no, don't let him, don't die. He's almost dead. Whew. I gotta work on that. Yeah, but that's a great tool. Because it, like, takes their blood and shit. Alright, how do I get out of here? I'll go out this way. Perfect.
Table and analyze it, and you'll learn how to heal cold, bronchitis, and pneumonia. To heal problems involving the mind.
Also, the load times on this game is like a minute. Like, it takes a while to load. I don't know why, but yeah, that weapon is awesome. Because it was kind of weird to bite. You're supposed to stun and then bite them, but then it wouldn't always work. You have to, like, stun them twice and then bite them. I don't know why. That weapon, you can just hit them and it absorbs blood. Because you need blood to use your vampire skills. I need to upgrade that so I can have more blood, so I can use my skills more often. That would be nice. Alright. Okay. Alright. So... Oh. Where am I? This way. This way. Away from the creepy things. How do I run? That's how I run. There we go. But first I need to buy something from dude who is right there. Thanks.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Please show me what you have to say.
Of course.
So I need to buy this formula. It's importante. Let's see what I can sell. Guess I'll wait. I definitely needed that. But let's finish this this mission first. There we go. Alright. There we go. So now I need to go craft this thingamabob. That will, like, help people. Fuck? People just yelling and screaming randomly. Alright. At least I know there's no creepy things in here, so that's nice. My office is this way? Maybe? Yeah, it's this way. Yeah, there it is. What am I supposed to do? Draft your boutique. Okay. Cool. Now... missing a whole bunch of stuff to craft all of that, but sodium, some. Alright. Let's go ahead and finish this mission. Where's Dorothy? Where are you? There you are.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Hello. Thanks
Yes,
for joining.
nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor.
Hi.
Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls? When the storm has...
Many thanks, Doctor.
Diseases decrease blood quality. If a citizen needs the correct medicine to heal them, speak to the patient in the room behind Dorothy. Check his medical status. Okay.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Let's talk to her, too.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Doctor?
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
What do you think of your reception here?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
New hit available.
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Well.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Wait, I got a new... there she is.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Alright.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
That's Nick. I feel as though people are quality and reward you XP.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Okay.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured, you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Oh,
Yes,
it's
maybe.
a turtleneck.
But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Huh.
How painful.
So painful.
I'll let you get some...
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Okay. I gotta go talk to somebody else. Citizen.
With you at our side, Dr. Reed, I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive this epidemic.
Disgust on every street corner.
Oh, he's upstairs. Duh.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all...
Huh.
So new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Thank you. But I'd rather you didn't speak so lightly about my condition. There is nothing I find amusing about this situation.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have just a few...
Then ask away.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
So, yeah.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged. But it will not destroy you.
Since I'm the one working for you...
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility...
Where do we stand?
But to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skal, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skal?
A Skal is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
How do...
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
You mentioned something about a secret...
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, You know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Okay.
We'll see each...
Alright, so let's go talk to this woman. Let's see what she wants me to do, I guess. Let me talk to her again.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood, Doctor.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes, and it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body.
Thanks for the follow.
I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
I'll leave.
Alright. Anyway. Alright, there she is. Let's see what she talking about.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Good.
You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp... The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air.
Oh, that woman.
I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid.
Okay.
Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, Your Ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Okay.
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Oh, who's this?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
There's a lot of talking to people in this game.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital?
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently.
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Okay.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm fine, Doc. Physically, at least. But I would give everything to be in a better place right now.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
There are a lot of secrets round here. I'm not surprised someone tried to make money from them.
What kind of secrets?
I'm not in the gossip business, Dr. Reed. If you want to know more, you better talk to Harriet Jones. She's the eldest patient here.
Oh. Okay.
So what do you do exactly?
I've been an ambulance...
Are you really smuggling?
And why not?
But you're not defending...
You keep people...
I'd like to...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Ooh, let's see if I can buy a better gun. Double barrel shotgun. Huh. Alright. Yeah, there's a lot of talking in the game. I don't know who she is. Is Harriet up here? No, she's downstairs. Huh.
So much energy for so little result.
Oh. Oh, she's in that room. Got it.
Damn. The pain.
Got it. I hear it.
What? What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Shut up.
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Interesting. Alright, so
the patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Let's see who this is.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Wow.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful...
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly...
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Okay.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
What is he, Irish, I guess?
What is the general situation?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
So that's the guy that I killed very early on.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Looks like a good guy.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say.
Have you made friends?
Not really. But I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton?
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
Its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Damn.
Oh.
Good evening, sir.
See if I can help him.
Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed.
Oh.
I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine.
Oh, I can mesmerize him.
Have you heard rumors of...
If you want to know what's going on here, you better talk to Miss Jones. She knows everything.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may...
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Thomas, there's hope for him.
So do you let her bite you?
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mental?
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. Frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Where were you stationed, sir?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Okay.
How is your stay with...
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone...
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Gotta ask some questions.
Goodbye for now.
Damn. The pain.
Alright.
It's here again.
I think I'm gonna heal. really, I kind of want to talk to Miss Jones. I just feel like I didn't really get anything from her.
I wonder what your last thoughts would be, sir.
That was like super helpful. Can I talk to her again?
No decency! All liars and thieves!
Okay. Alright, so let's go on ahead upstairs to my office. Let's see what I can craft. Can I do something to like... How do I upgrade this? Ooh. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Cool. I'm not gonna upgrade this. So the hatchet's pretty effective. Well, I guess I'll upgrade this. Sure. Okay. Alright, so let's upgrade my skills. Alright, so... Ooh. Yeah, I'd like to increase my blood capacity. Great. Perfect. And then Shadow Mist is like the truth. It requires a lot. I'd probably be a person to put in impression. Huh. Oh, I got to level 10. I'm not there yet. Let's see. Increase your blood absorption. Oh yeah, that would be definitely want to do hard fighting. And then I want to increase my health. Alright. Yeah, this game is pretty nice. I like it. It's very different. Error. Huh, okay.